Hello, welcome to Scrap Time. My name is Christine, and this video is part of the Inky background series, and we are going to be talking about Liquitex inks. Now, the original backgrounds I showed you in a previous video where we brayered on the acrylic paint. Since then, I've taken my inks, I have a blue and a green here, and I've just washed it down the side. So if you haven't used Liquitex inks, I will just quickly show you what they are. They come in a bottle like this, and you can see they're very liquidy. It's an acrylic paint, so it's permanent, but it's almost like a watercolor. So they will layer on top of one another. They're a little transparent, and you can do lots of fun techniques with them. So in this case, I dripped them down and spritzed it with water to add another layer to my project. I did the same here with a bit of the magenta and yellow. And then we had some of the blue and magenta. Again, blue and a bit of green, I think. And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to continue to work on one of these. So there are two ways I like to use them, and the first is the dripping technique. I'll get my new magenta happening here. I'm almost out of this one. There's enough there probably. I can use my old one. And it's good to have a paper towel handy because it's going to come down. So I open it, and the bottles have a dropper in them. So I just put a bit of paint there, and then I want it to connect to the top, and then I spritz it down. Now when I get a line like that, I like to just spritz it out. Now the more water you use, the lighter your color is going to be because you're breaking up that color. Now when I do it, I also do one color at a time because I want them to stay individual. So I can do that, and then I can go in with my yellow orange and do the same thing. And what I'll do is I'll like overlap it. So this is very tonal because it's similar to the color of the background. But I find by using the inks, it just adds a bit more depth into your project. And I swish it back and forth just to move the color around. And just like with watercolors, I can go in, and if I have extra, peel it off, and then I get sort of those lines happening. Except the difference is that this is now permanent. That if I go in with water, nothing's going to happen. That's still going to stay where it is. Now the other way I like to use these is going to put a bit on my thing and then just with my finger. And I just sort of rub them on like this with my finger. Here, I'll use this one too. I find by rubbing them on, especially if say you put it on a color like that's already there, like magenta on magenta, it just adds more depth to your project, the extra layer and the darkness to it. And so these inks are really fun to use because of the sheerness of them and the fact that they're acrylic, so they won't be reactivated. Again, it adds a nice layer to your project without adding too much distraction. I can just rub it right over that area. Now, the Liquitex inks aren't available through through like Simon Says Stamp or scrapbook.com. So it's something you have to go to the art store for. If you're in the States, Dick Blick sells them, and in Canada, I get mine from Curry's. So if you go to an art store, they should all carry them. They've been around for ages. It's nothing new. And get a couple bottles of colors that you like using. Like I'm always into pinks and blues and oranges. So if you like browns, get browns. They come in a, not huge, but a nice variety of colors. So pick some colors and then just give them a try, because you'll find that they add a nice extra layer to your projects. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to Scrap Time videos on YouTube. And for more Inky backgrounds, be sure to check out the Inky background playlist.